All right, Knicks fans, before we get into this one, do me a favor and smash that like button right now, because what I'm about to break down might be the single biggest domino in the entire Eastern Conference this summer, and I need you locked in for all 10 minutes of this. So here's the situation. The World Cup just wrapped up. Spain beat Argentina in extra time at MetLife Stadium. The whole sports world is still buzzing about that final, and literally minutes after the final whistle, a New York Knicks decided to hijack the moment. Mcbride, our own Mcbride, hopped on social media and basically said, "Okay, the World Cup is done. Now it's your turn, Bron." And he threw in that white rabbit gif, the one where the rabbit keeps checking his pocket watch like he's late for something incredibly important. If you know, you know. That's not a random meme. That's a Knicks sending a direct shot at LeBron James. And I don't think that's an accident. Now, let's talk about why this actually matters, because on the surface you might think, why does a Knicks player care what LeBron does? We're not signing LeBron. Nobody thinks the Knicks are walking into a meeting room with LeBron James this summer. But here's the thing, and this is where I get a little heated as a fan. LeBron's decision doesn't need to involve us directly to completely reshape our path back to finals. Let me back up. LeBron told the Lakers he wanted to play elsewhere next season. That's already wild to say out loud. A four-time MVP, arguably the greatest scorer this league has ever seen, telling his own franchise he's ready to move on. And according to reporting out of Fanatics Fest in New York this past week, we are apparently getting close to a decision. ESPN's NBA insider said sources close to LeBron's camp are indicating he's near the finish line, that this could break as early as this weekend or early next week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, somewhere in that window. And get this, the same reporting suggests LeBron has already gathered what he needs from the team still in the mix. And the buzz coming out of those conversations points toward an Eastern Conference team winning the sweepstakes. That's the part that should make every single Knicks fan sit up straight. An Eastern Conference team. Think about who's floated around as landing spots. Cleveland, Miami, Philadelphia. Every single one of those teams is a team we would have to go through on the way back to the finals. And I want you to remember something, because it's fresh, it's not ancient history. Cleveland pushed us in the conference finals last year before we finally put them away. Miami has been retooling their roster all offseason specifically to close the gap. Philadelphia has been doing the same thing. These are not rebuilding teams sitting around waiting to get better in 3 years. These are teams actively trying to catch us right now, this season, while we're still holding the trophy. Now imagine any one of those teams adding LeBron James. I don't care if he's not the same 25-year-old version of himself anymore. He is still one of the most gifted, most cerebral players to ever touch a basketball, and dropping him into an already hungry, already improved roster in our own conference is genuinely terrifying if you're a Knicks fan being honest with yourself. That's not a hot take. That's just math. The East just got a lot scarier depending on which way this goes, and it might get scarier for us specifically. And look, I get it. Some of you are going to say, relax, it's still just speculation. Nothing is signed. Nothing is official. Fair. I hear you. But when a Knicks player, someone in our own locker room, feels the need to publicly call LeBron out and tell him to hurry up and decide, that tells me our own players are feeling the tension too. Miles isn't posting that GIF for fun. He's posting it because everybody around this league, including guys inside our own building, knows how much weight this decision carries. Drop a comment right now and tell me, does McBride's tweet worry you even a little bit, or are you completely unbothered? I actually want to see the split on this one, so get in the comments. Now let's talk about Jalen Brunson for a second, because I think this says a lot about who our captain is. When Brunson got asked directly about all the free agency noise and whether he's out there trying to recruit guys or influence any of this, he basically shut it down. He said his job is to put the ball in the basket and try to play a little defense, and that the people above him handle who comes and who goes. That's Brunson in a nutshell. He is locked in on hooping, not on being a recruiter, not on playing politics in the media. And honestly, I respect that. Some stars love the off-season spotlight, the recruiting trips, the sit-downs. Brunson wants none of that. He wants buckets, and he wants banners. But don't let that fool you into thinking the front office isn't paying close attention to every single update on LeBron. Believe me, They are watching this as closely as we are, because whichever direction this goes, it directly affects the road we have to walk to defend this championship. And let's not forget what's actually on the line here. This organization has not won back-to-back titles since the early 1970s. We are talking over 50 years. This current group has a real, legitimate chance to do something historic. And the last thing anybody in that front office wants is to watch the path get harder because a top 5 all-time player lands with a division rival. So where does that leave us? Honestly, it leaves us waiting, same as everybody else in the league right now. LeBron holds all the cards. He's taking his time, and every hour that passes with no announcement just cranks up the tension a little more. Miles McBride clearly felt that tension enough to say something publicly, and I think a lot of us feel exactly the same way. We built something special last season. We finally got that championship monkey off our backs. And now, before we even get a real chance to defend it, we're stuck watching the standings around us as they threaten to shift underneath us. If this video kept you informed, do me a favor. Hit that like button, drop a comment with your prediction on where LeBron actually lands. And if you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss it the second this decision breaks, because when it happens, it is going to move fast, and I will have it covered here first. Stick around, because we got a lot more Knicks off-season coverage coming, and this LeBron situation is nowhere near over. I'll see you in the next one.